So the big debate tonight, Governor, you know this is Donald Trump's last chance. He's going to throw everything that he possibly can at Hillary Clinton. You've been on the stage with her in the debates. What do you think her role tonight should be and her goal?
You know what? I really hope, Bill, that Hillary Clinton just sort of kind of stiff arms this guy in all of his personal shots and attacks, or wanting to rake her through the coals once again for the sins of her husband. I hope she just kind of gives that a stiff arm and then brings the election back to, look, let's talk about what we need to do as a nation to make wages go up again for every family that's working so hard out there. Let's talk about what we can do. I want to share with you my plan for making college affordable again so that every kid can live the American dream to the fullest of their talents. Let's talk about the things we can and must do to create jobs out of the challenge of climate change. And let's talk about how immigration reform will actually make wages go up instead of being a drag on wages when we have 11 million people living in the shadow economy. So it's kind of unorthodox advice, Phil, but I would advise her not to get into it anymore with this guy. People have watched the last two debates. I kind of think this last one will have a lower viewership. I could be wrong. But I think people have seen this guy for what he is, and I think what people want to hear about is us. U period, S period. What are you going to do for all of us as we try to figure out around the kitchen table after the kids are in bed at night how we're going to provide for our retirement and our kids' education and the things that make our country go. And I think she has the ability to do that now. She's shown herself to be plenty tough, not able to be rattled, confident, aware of the issues. Talk about us. Don't talk about him. We're tired of him.
Listening to you, it reminded me of what the First Lady said a couple of weeks ago, right, in that speech. When they go, well, maybe it was at the convention.
It was at the convention.
Yeah. When they go low, we go high, right?
Yeah, I think that's what she needs to do, but not high in a sort of abstract way.
Right, yeah.
But in a very specific way. I mean, we have a great story to tell, and we also have a pretty hopeful story about where we're going as a country. Coming off of the 79 months in a row of positive job growth, the longest stretch that any president since 1939, 1939, when we first started keeping records on this. 79 months in a row of positive job growth. We need to build upon that now with wage growth. Make earnings go up again in our economy. Build a circular economy where we actually produce what we consume, where workers are able to organize and join labor unions if they choose, bargain collectively for better wages, equal pay for equal work, real concrete steps and actions we can take to finish this recovery by making wages go up for every family in America.
Were you surprised, Governor, when this videotape that came out on October 7 with Donald Trump basically bragging about and boasting about sexual assault, that still Donald Trump's base, even after those comments, stays with him? I mean, go ahead.
I'm not surprised. I was on a panel at Georgetown University with a few people, and Brianna and others. In any event, I thought that his base would not go below, even with that. It was, I think, the day after those videotapes had broken. I don't believe that his base will go much under 40% or 42%. There are so many people in our country, Bill, who feel so alienated from their own politics, who are so exhausted by working harder and not getting ahead, or worse, seeing their wages decline, that they've just checked out. They don't even want to have a conversation about how we put more food on the kitchen table. They just want to grab the most ready sledgehammer and break the kitchen table because they feel their national politicians don't get it and have given in to self-dealing greed. That's where about 40% of our people are, and some of them, sadly, are also infused with that sort of fear that white people can fall into in our country when they feel they're about to become a minority in their own neighborhood or community or church or country. So it's a nasty, swirling little soup out there that makes the fascist demagogue Donald Trump have that sort of appeal with a lot of our neighbors. This election season has to be a very, very humbling experience, I think, for all of us to learn from, that we could have gotten to a point where so many of our neighbors are so alienated they would support a jackass like this.
Well, it's important in all of that to have your strong voice still out there, and I know it will remain. Governor Malley, thanks so much for taking time for us this morning.
Hey, thanks
you,
Bill. Good talking
all right,
to you.
Run into you again soon. Governor Martin O'Malley.
This is the Bill Press Show.